Hello everyone, how are you? So in this video I want to show you a very simple way of drawing legs. So more specifically we're going to be drawing some cartoon legs in a simpler style. I'm going to add here a new layer, and as you can see here I have a reference of the whole body here, so I know what measurements I want to use when drawing each part of the body, in this case when drawing the legs. So as you can see, I have here these red circles, and this is what I'm using for measurement. I'm using the head as a measurement, and if you go down here to the legs area, you'll see that the legs are composed by 4 heads. So that's what we're going to be using. So I'm going to go over here to the side and I'm going to draw one head, copy paste it again, and there we go, we have our 4 heads. I'm going to divide this. I'm going to add some guidelines here. One of the first ones that you can see is that our legs end up a little bit before the circle, right? Because the rest of the circle is where we have our feet, and we don't want that right now. So as I see here, is a little bit below the middle of the circle, so more or less around here. This is more or less it, right? This is the distance that we have, a little bit below the middle, the center of the circle. Now I'm going to copy this guideline here and I'm going to move it right here, and then another one right here. All right, so we have all the guidelines we need. So now all we have to do is draw the shapes of our legs, right? So as you can see, the leg is divided into 2 parts. So we have from first guideline to the second, we have half of the leg, and then we have the other half. So as for the shapes, this is what I like to go for. We have a shape like this. So it is wider on top and then funnels a little bit at the bottom. Right here in the middle we have our knee. So we have a circle right here. And now for the other half of the leg, one side we have a straight line, the other we have a curve. So a good way to remember is that the inside of the legs, so let's say we're drawing this leg, the inside is straight and the outside is a little bit curvier. All right, this is how I memorized it. This is how I ended up learning. Now, of course, if you look to an actual leg, you do have quite lots of curves in both sides. This is an interpretation, a simpler interpretation of the leg. The way I'm drawing it might not be the same one as yours because your interpretation is different. So now that we have here our shapes, we're going to go ahead and draw a more detailed sketch. Just get rid of all these shapes here and do something that resembles a little bit more the leg. So I'm going to go over these lines here. Here we go down, and this line goes on the inside where we have the knee, and then here we have the curve, and then here all the way down straight line. So as you can see, we don't change a lot of things there. We have here our sketch, very simple. And now with all this we can go ahead and draw our final lines. So basically we're just going to grab a pen brush, or in my case that's what I'm going to do. You can use any kind of tools that you want or you're more comfortable with, and I'm going to go over all my lines and give it a more finished and polished look. So there we go, we have here our leg, and this is pretty much it. Now if you want, you can go ahead and add some details to the legs. For example, you can go ahead and add some hair. I use very simple lines for the hair, for example, just tiny lines, and we have some hair. You can make bigger lines or smaller. You can use dots for hair, for example, as well. you can add some dots for moles if the person has lots of moles. So there's some details that you can add to your legs, so feel free to explore that. This is pretty much it for drawing some cartoon legs. As you can see, it's very simple, and if you want to learn more, I do have a video on drawing the whole cartoon body, so do check that out, and as always, keep on drawing.